Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Craft Cave Live. It seems strange doing this on a Wednesday with not an hour before. So normally I'm saying, oh, well, if you joined me for the hour before, well, you didn't, because we didn't do an hour before. So there are no more Wednesday sales shows now until the end of the year, until next year. We've stopped those, so it's back to just normal Craft Cave Live on a Wednesday evening. So it's all about the demonstrations. So good evening, Karen, Angela, Samantha Hughes, Susan Mittelbach, Judith, Audrey, the lovely Emma, the lovely Carol Byers, fantastic Janet and Oreo, and over on YouTube, forget the name, honestly. We've got Zena, Zena, Warrior Princess, sorry, Marilyn, Linda. This message is held for review, so I don't know who that is. Elaine, Anne Hooper. So remember, guys, that's our lovely Anne. Hello, Anne. Craft Cave Live, if you comment, I can see you. You still got a Paulie Emma Samantha, Paulie Meggie Samantha. I'm really sorry. Bless her. She's such a wonderful dog. Sorry. So good evening, Amanda and Alison. So if you say hello, then I see your name, and I see your name, I'll say hello. So I'm not being rude and only picking on a few people. It's just a case of as I see people. So we've got tonight. And then we've got next Wednesday, and then that's it. And I really need to... Let's have a look at the calendar. Because I don't know where we are. So we're on Wednesday the 10th, so I'll be back next week on Wednesday the 17th with a sort of review type ask question. I'm going to do a question one. So think about it. So for next Wednesday the 17th, I'm going to do your questions answered. So start thinking of any questions, craft related or semi-craft related, that you want, and I will start and we will answer those then. So, Samantha, hi chick posted. Thank you for sent us a card. I've had a beautiful card from Joan, a beautiful card from our Helen, and some lovely Christmas cards. We have both of us. Thank you so much. Howdy doodly do, Anne. So yeah, we'll do a question one next week. So remember, and there's one more sales show, which is on Sunday. So on Sunday night, I've been working for it today, but they're a beautiful spring light. The stamps are lovely, and the stamps I know are going to be ridiculously cheap. I've ended up making like 4 cards with the stamps because they're just so nice. There's a beautiful collection in there and stuff. So don't forget, we aren't doing anything special or different for January sale. So the sale show on Wednesday is probably our January sale, to be fair. We might do something into January, I think, but there's nothing planned at the moment. So that's that one. So let's have a look. Following that is Christmas Eve. So we're not going to do Christmas Eve. And then following that is New Year's Eve. So I won't be doing New Year's Eve either, because I'm sure a lot of us will be busy. But remember, I will be back with a brand new launch on Boxing Day, which is Friday the 26th. So I might do a little sneak peek on Christmas Eve. We'll see how we feel. I might do it early in the day while Sammy's at work, because he's got to work Christmas Eve. So I'll be back on Boxing Day with a brand new release called Strawberry Fields. It is. I know I keep saying it's beautiful and things are beautiful. It really is. I really do like it. But back to tonight. Let's click this back so I can go back to YouTube. Oh, it's still working. No, it didn't like that at all. So live. Let's click on that one. Oh, yeah, it is. Yay! Now, our lovely, Julie asked about doing wreath with deco mesh. Now, Julie, you keep ringing me, and I keep pressing to answer, and it's not connecting. I don't know why. So, try again on Friday, because I'm going to update the phone again, because that's what happened last time. Just for everyone. So, what is it? What are we on about? Deco mesh is this stuff. I got this from China. I've got a massive packet here that I got given by Jane last Christmas. I never got round to using. But you can use, it gives you this sort of look. I used it on one of the trees. So I used it on one of the Christmas trees. Sort of wrapped it all around. But it's great for making wreaths. But you can make them with ribbons and bows and things as well. So it's one of the ones that I've done before. So it's one of those, but I've not done it for years and years, and so I probably can't remember how to do it. But I thought we'll try and do a different way of doing it. So if you've got any questions, fire them in. It can be about anything. But just remember, I'm going to be doing next Wednesday, the 17th, is going to be a craft cave all about your questions answered type thing. So that's what we're going to be doing then. So, you know, keep thinking your questions then, and I can try and demo all of those for you. Bear with me, I'll have a bit of pop. Right, so let's go on to the overhead. Hello. So I've got a wreath. I'm not building a massive one, because I couldn't find a massive one, but these are really, really cheap. The other thing you can do, if you remember last year, I made a cardboard wreath and we wrapped it with ribbon, just a smaller one. You can make them out of cardboard. It's a little bit harder to attach things onto, but you can make them from that. And I haven't tried this, so we are playing with this together. But I saw it online and thought, oh, it would really work. So I've got some smaller than normal deco mesh. It normally comes in this size, a double size, and then a big size. And I've got 2 rolls together, so one of red and one of red and green. So really nice. And I'm going to use some cable ties. And you can see how long I've had these. Look, Wilco. You know, so they've got to be at least 2 or 3 years old. Oh, Susan says, hi, John and all crafters. Have a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year 2026. Scary, isn't it, how it's got so close? So cable ties are one of the best things to tie this on with. So I'm going to take the rolls of the deco mesh. I'm sure they've got lots of brand names and things like that. And I'm just going to put both of them. I'm putting one on top of the other. And I'm going to start by just bunching a load in, putting it onto the top, and I'm using the top ring first, in with my cable tie, and pull it tight. Yeah, I can then clip that off. So it might see where. Then I'm going to take a load of the deco mesh, and I'm going to bunch it like that. Yeah, and take another cable tie, and tie it round. So not the most exciting thing. This is where you want it to fast forward, isn't it? So again, oh, well, that one's fallen on the floor. Let's put them both on the floor, shall we? Oops. So I hope this works. If it doesn't, we'll try something different. So again, take the both together, push it up. So I'm kind of putting 2 to each one. If you missed it earlier, Helen, I was saying thank you, I got your card. I opened it, showed it to Sam before we'd even actually put anything in. And Sam went, that's Helen's, isn't it? It's beautiful, thank you. Do the Art of Craft sell deco art mesh? I don't think they do, Michael, no. I mean, Craft Cave has never really been, I've always tried to do it, that it's not about selling. Craft Cave is more about showing you how to do things craft-wise. So I will use the bow maker, so, you know, there is a thingy on that, but, you know, it's not about, it's about showing you how to craft and other bits for a change. Get them there. I'm no good at knowing which is the right way round on these either. So you can, and I think I've done that before in the past. I've done this with, or I've done these sort of wreaths a few years ago. I don't think the video exists anymore. Using pipe cleaners. So you can do it with pipe cleaners if you want to. Debbie Smith, I've just found Deco Mesh on Amazon. Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. You can find it on the Chinese sites that we tell you, honestly, don't use, because it's just, they fake, they cheat. There's so much stuff on there that's counterfeit. But you can get it from lots of places, do it. So let's just, there we go. So all I'm doing, I mean, you can see why I said I don't want to use a big wreath, because this is massive as it stands anyway. So I'm just getting about, let's say, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 7 inches I'm grabbing each time. And then bunching it up. And I'm putting 3 onto each sections. Leslie just saying we can just chat on here. That's what this is for. This is honestly for chatting and enjoying ourselves. And I thought, what better to do at this time of year? Obviously, I'm going to cut these bits off. So again, I'm taking about 7 inches. I'm putting it on. Not the most exciting. Can I say who else sells it? Yeah, of course you can, Michael. If I don't like it, then I'll delete them. I'll just delete the comment. But there's lots of places you can get it from. Yeah, if you know where to get this from, you're fine. You just say it. It's absolutely fine. But you can do it just with ribbon. So see, that's not taking too long, and I'm already round one way. So let's just put this one on. And this will be my last one. So I'll put this one on. So there we go. So has anyone got any other questions? Oh, Leslie said, oh, Dawn Bibby sells it. Yes, so you can get it from Dawn Bibby. There are lots of people who do, but yeah, if you can, support our Dawn, because she's a small business, like a lot of us are in the craft industry. So, you know, I mean, if you're looking at you want to get some deco mesh, then please support our Dawn, as opposed to go there first before you go to Amazon. So thank you for that, Michael. And Dawn's very, very good for ribbon as well, I think. I mean, she knows more about wreaths than I will ever do. Yeah, Julie's just said you can get it from Dawn as well. Yeah, so please, you know, support these places. So I'm just going to trim that off. I'm not even being neat. So you can see, to start with, it's getting in the right way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the inner line. So I'm going to start in the same place, but I'm going to start a little bit further over and do the same thing. So what I'm wanting to do this time is almost fill the space, if that makes sense. So I'm still doing 2 per piece, so doing exactly the same. So what's... oh, no, wrong way round. I will get this right. So now going through the middle bit. So I'm trying to sort of cover that bit over. Again, grab that as if it's almost like, grab that a 7-inch piece strip and attach it on. And again, we're not that late for you to be able to do this if you want to put it on, because I haven't put one on our door, so I probably will. So here we go. But it's a lot easier, this, than cutting up big strips of it, if that makes sense. Because a lot of what you do, a lot of the deco mesh way that they do it, is they do them, if I get the words right, you cut them into like squares, and you start, and there's a lot of work involved in that. And you know me, I like things easier. I like to make things as easy as I possibly can. So Nick, everyone's, so Susan says, nice to learn something new. I think it is. We all should. They're very close, aren't they? So I'm going to move those round. And I know it looks a mess. Trust me. It should work. I've never tried it. I just saw it and thought, oh, I like the idea of that. So I thought, let's give it a go. Not as much I can say. Good evening, our lovely Carol. Our Carol's been working out some sentiments today. Our Leslie's looking at them as well. So if there's any sentiments you're looking for, you'd like stamp sentiments or die sentiments for next year, please let us know, because I'm trying to get a load of drawing done at the moment. I've been testing new dies for next year all week. It was a nightmare. They should have been delivered on Wednesday. I actually had to manually go and pick them up at 7 o'clock on Friday night, because the DHL man is incapable of ringing a doorbell, which I found the most interesting thing ever. So if I'm in the craft cave and Sammy's at work, I won't hear the doorbell go. So he came twice, Wednesday and Thursday, despite me saying he'd ring first, and didn't. So let's just add our last one onto here. But can you see that's now really starting to fill up? And that's what we're trying to do. Oh, Nicholas has took out a second mortgage and went to the post office on Monday. Yeah, I've got to go on Friday. I'm dreading it. It's going to cost an arm and a leg. So just trimming off the connectors, because I don't want them, and trim off, of course, the excess. So I've got loads of deco mesh left. So you could add a third layer. I'm not going to. I've only got, there are a lot of these wreaths that you can buy that have got like 3 layers on them. I've got a massive one I thought about, but it takes so long and so much stuff to do. That's got 3 lines on it, but I thought 2's enough. And these are easy to get hold of, but as you can see now, it's already, I can move it round. I'm already starting to get that right look. And as I start to pull out, so what I'm doing now is pulling out the 2 different layers. So that I've got, so I'm making it very full. It's a bit like when you're pulling bits out from a bow. So I'm pulling out both layers. There we go. So I'm getting the right sort of look. Now, what I've done next is I've made myself some bows. So I'm going to show you how I did those. So I've done 6, I think. So let's just move our wreath out of the way for a minute and let's bring our bow maker in. So I did this on size 4 and I'm using, pick up my deco mesh off the floor. What have we got? What are people saying over on YouTube? Kirsty, oh, I loved your Christmas tree last week. I do need to put that out. I keep meaning to put that out on Facebook. I will share that on Facebook. So I did 2 strips of the length. So I basically about 40 inches of ribbon and it's on position 4. And I go round. Yeah, because I've got glitter. This is why I love a bow maker this big. I'm twisting the ribbon so that the glitter is only on one side, it's on both sides. Come to the middle, round once, round twice. Makes it so much easier to tie off. Cut your end into your fishtails. And again, you could get away with slightly a little bit less ribbon. But to be fair, if you get a decent price, you might as well go for it. But again, remember, you can do this for autumn. You can do this for spring. I know a lot of Americans put spring wreaths on their doors and do them for all different seasons. You see there, pull that together. We've got the bow. So now I've got my bows. Let's grab my wreath. And what I want to do is to add these in. So again, get a cable tie, find a point, or you can use, I did say you can use these, pipe cleaners. So here we go. So just twist it on. So inside, outside, if that makes sense. So one is on the inside ring, the next one is on the outside ring. Let's grab a few more of those. So pipe cleaner, find a joint and just twist it on. I don't think, Alison, no, I don't think there are any written instructions for the bow maker. I think they're only video because it's very hard to write instructions for something that's very pictorial. Yeah, I think our June found it's not really easy to do it. So there's only the videos on YouTube for the bow maker, for the different types of bows. Who posted? Oh, so you can see there, working them round. So attach your bows on first. Who was that? We posted 15 cards to him. How much was it? I've got to click on that one. Sorry, guys. I posted 15 cards to America today and it cost £70. Oh, my gosh, Craftaholic. That's crazy, isn't it? It is scandalous, really. Right. Alison, if you explain to me what you're getting wrong, I'll take you through it slowly. Happily. Get a few more. So what I'm doing is I'm rotating round. I'm using white. Thankfully, I'm using white pipe cleaners because they're not as obvious when I'm using reds and whites and greens. Michael, did you have a Art of Craft sale show? No, Michael, they've now finished. The Wednesday sale shows have finished till next year. We're giving everyone a break for Christmas. That's why no new releases until Boxing Day. So what I'm going to do now is just make sure you fluff out each bit of the bow and twist your ribbons in. So I'm fluffing out each bit of the bow and kind of twisting the tails in. You see it's already starting to sort of look even and circular, he says, hopefully. Let's trim off that excess there. Here we go. Well, I could do with zooming out, couldn't I? Because this isn't even big either, is it? So I'm just shaping each piece and making sure we've got a nice sort of even set of pieces twisting in. So you can see there, I mean, it's really genuinely starting to fill out, even though it's not really that full. So just make sure I'm twisting all the pieces in. So next I want to put some baubles or some pieces on. So I've got here a couple that I've already made. So I'll show you these. So what I've done is taken the other ribbon I've used this Christmas and I've taken one length at 20 centimetres. Bear with me a second, guys. It's all right. Sammy got it. I thought he'd gone shop. It was Mr. Amazon Man. Right, so I'm just going to double that over to give me half size and cut it off. Yeah, okay. And then fold them over Avon calling, says Anne. Into points. Yep, into points. Which that then gives me 2 nice pieces at the same length. Yeah, it is my delivery. Okay, so I'm going to twist those to the offset a little bit. And then I've got some jingle bells. Some big ones. These were from Poundland. No, this is the problem. This is the problem with the die samples. They never came because they don't ring the doorbell. I have a special plug in here, which is actually hidden now. It's hidden in the wall. I have a special plug that rings when the ring doorbell rings. So what I've got here is these bits of ribbon come in it. So I'm going to use them. I've got the 2 strips and I've got 3 bells. So I need to take a long pipe cleaner for this. And what I'm going to do first of all is feed on the 3 bells. Carol didn't make a move as quick. Ooh, oh, I can now. I go to the gym twice a week. It's part of when I wasn't well. It's part of the getting better. Is the I go to the gym twice a week with the NHS, and the nurses check me just for a few weeks. So you can see there. I'm just going to pull all those little bits in like that, and then take that, twist it up. And again, twist that round nice and tight. So that's, I'm just putting 4 of these on because that's how many bells I've got. So I'm going to make another one. Oh, that's a good idea, Jean. I purchase a book of stamps every month, so it does not come as a shock when I get to send my Christmas cards. I think that's a very, very clever idea, Jean. Just add 1 book and maybe 6 stamps into your shopping once a month. I know it's still not cheap, but that way at least you're not spending it all out at the same time. I suppose it's a bit like the old park Christmas hampers and stuff, isn't it? So let's just tie that again together. Put those through. Oh, I've lost one. Oh well, let's just tie it back on. Sometimes don't try and be too neat with things like this. Julie's been... Did you get my thingy, Julie? I for some reason I keep pressing to answer and it's not answering, so I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try it again, but try Friday evening because I'm at the dentist in the day. Oof. So pull my pieces together. And again, tie them in. We used to have a brilliant every driver. Anne's just saying she had a brilliant... We did, Leanne. We even had her mobile number. And she's just vanished. I think people stop, don't they? They only do it for so long. So there I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to keep everything even. So I obviously want to keep it sort of right. So I've got some cheap. So I want to do 6 so I keep everything nice and even. There we go. So I'm going to do exactly the same with, let's grab some more. Where did I put that? Oh, there they are. So I need to do 2 more. So same sort of idea. This time I'm just using 3 baubles. 2 strips of our ribbon, tie them round. Oh, I don't know who said they got the flu jab tomorrow and dreading it. I had mine in October and was absolutely fine. Both Sammy and I had ours. We both have them. And we both had them in October and were absolutely fine this year. So I know some people do really worry. I was bad once, but no, we've both been fine this year. So honestly, you should be fine. So again, let's just make this last one up. So just think, if you haven't got the bells are really nice. The bells, I was very lucky. I got them, like I said, they're from Poundland, so they're not ridiculously expensive. But if you can't find them, use baubles, use cheap ones. So here we go. So what I'm going to do now is just start tying these in. So going to different points. So it's wherever I've got. The best point to put one of these in is wherever I've got a junction where I've put one of the cable ties, so where I've tied it down. Yeah. So I'm going to put, because I've got 2 bauble ones, I'm going to put them opposite each other. Or kind of opposite each other, so it balances. And again, I'll show you on the back, actually. You can see there. Get that through. So I'm just going to twist those round. And, I mean, you should clean it off and thingy, but I'm not going to. Samantha Hughes was fine after her flu jab, and it normally knocks her. Yeah, it's knocked me for 6 in the past, and it didn't this time. So you can see here, just adding these. Sometimes with these wreaths, it's just about doing it. I had a lot of people discussing what's fine for Christmas cards for posting. So, oh, hello, Pauline. It's our lovely Pauline Ellerington. Says in middle batch, does 6x6. 5x5 cards with no more than 1 layer of 2mm tape on it. Seriously, no more than that on it. So you can do 5x5, 6x6. So you can do 5x5, 6x6, 5x7, 6x4. Don't go over those sizes. So go over your standard smaller sizes and they'll work perfectly. So again, wherever there's a joint, I'm adding those on. Susan says her husband's flu jab was fine. Yeah, Heather was fine. And COVID and had no issues. Excellent. I'll start pulling those through in a minute. So I just want to check. Where I want my last set. Yeah, we'll go about, well, where's the top going to be? There. So, probably there. Oh, there's the top, so let's go there. There we go. You'll be fine, Anne, I'm sure. I always worry about it, but we were so fine. Anne Webb says the Royal Mail website gives you all the sizes in centimetres, though. So I go for 6x6, 5x5, 5x7, 4.5, 4x6, that sort of size. So what I'm doing now, again, I'm just pulling out all of the bits. Can you see? I'm tucking them in together. You've got to almost keep looking to make sure you're happy with all your pieces. So I've got my top. I know where my top's going to be. Let's have a look. See? Start to show you now how it works. It looks this is when you can start to arrange it. So I need to put my big bow at the top before I add my last bits in. So let's make our big bow. So I'm going to go to position 6 on the bow maker and get some orange pop. Here we go. So I'm going to go 3 pulls. Of both the ribbons I'm using, because I want to pull them together. And we're going to go round once, twice, back to the middle. Okay, take the longer stem round. I know it looks like, oh, it's too much and it's not going to come out right, it's going to be messy. By doing that twist, it'll always work. And just knock that off. Take it off the bow maker. Cut your strips. John, do it properly. I'm not the best at... I worry sometimes when I do this that I'm not doing it. I'm doing it too slowly. Go and then pull your bits out. This is why I love the bow maker. Because look, straight away, even though it looked a bit of a mess, if you do it and twist it the right way, it works every time. And it won't sit flat. The wire in the ribbon makes it look even better than a flimsy ribbon. It does, yeah. Heather, use your bow maker. I've used it on all my present gift wrapping. I wrapped a load of presents. I took a naughty half day off yesterday and went to the outlet in York and did a lot of Christmas shopping. So got a lot of Sammy's sorted and my mum's sorted and things. So there's my bow for the top. Yeah. Again, I could add some things in. I'm not going to. So just remember, where's my top? There it is. Put my bow on. Pull that through. We'll chop that off. Because now I'm going to take some picks. And I'm just pushing those in. There we go. So that I can see where the top is. So hopefully you can see this. I'm going, there we go. So I'm going into, there we go. That's it, where I've got my cable ties. And then I'm going to add some in either side as well. There we go. Now these come wired, so I'm just going to wire them together. The wreath would cost a small oh, it could cost you an absolute fortune. And then I'm just going to take some of the picks, which is just the proper, I don't know why they're called picks. And I'm just going to add those in almost randomly. Again, keeping to the same sort of ideas and rules. Now, I know this wreath has not cost a lot of money at all, because I know I got most of these bits. A lot of these bits are actually off old trees and things, to be fair. There we go. No, that's not right. There we go. You're just constantly looking at it to make sure. That is too big, but there we go. Right. Haha. But then, can you see when it's hanging up? It looks so bad. Negative. But it's just when it's hanging up it looks right. So, I'm going to get 2 more little picks in. There we go, to fill that centrepiece. There we go. And there we go. So hopefully, Julie, that's what you meant with the deco mesh wreath. Now, I've got a space in the middle and it's not right. So I'm going to grab Oh, Carol made her first wreath. Oh, put a picture out, Carol. You probably have, Carol. You probably put a picture out and I've missed it. I know what I'm like. So I'm just going to grab 3 little baubles. 1 of each. These are what I've been wrapping my presents with. It is easy. Debbie's just said, absolutely gorgeous. You made it look so... It is easy, Debbie, because that's all I do. I only do easy. So, oh no, here's me, look. So I've just put 3 baubles together. You see they've got like a big space in the middle. They're not going to work that well because they're too tight. And then they'll break. So what you actually want to do with this is you want to almost make a little... Use a cable tie when you've got smaller ones. And you want to almost make a ring rather than make them tight. Yeah? So pull it together. You see? That little bit, it's a little bit more gentle. Okay, and what I don't want to do is, I don't want that to be very obvious, so I'm going to take some of this wired ribbon, just make 2 little loops, like that, okay, then I'll take the, I'm then going to pull one of the ends through there like that, okay, so there, we have a neater way to finish the centre of that bow. So let's just take those through. Yeah, don't use glue guns. Don't, they're just, as awful as it, they just won't work. That's not long enough. So let's take a longer piece, so just twist it. Your glue guns and stuff will make a mess. So there we go, let's take that through. So I made a longer piece. come to that centre, twist it, trim off, and put the ribbon. There we go. So you can see there. And then just, you know, spend your time twisting it in or whatever and things. But there's your wreath for your door. Let's put it up there. Let's see if we can see that. There we go. Yay. Zoom in a little bit. There we go. Hey. So very traditional, but non-traditional. Oh, no, you don't want to zoom that much in on my face, do you? And we have got a bit of time left. So, I do the same thing. Let me grab some bits. Because I did say I've wrapped all my presents now. But I haven't. I've got one left. Actually, I'll wrap this one. So how you can use and match your presents in and your things in. Are they the chenille sticks, as they're called these days? They might be, Pauline. I bought them as pipe cleaners. I typed in pipe cleaners and this is what came up. But I think they are called chenille sticks. But they're so useful for this sort of thing. This is actually a present to me. So, but yeah, because they're funny about... Because with smoking and things, they don't call things pipe cleaners anymore. You know, they don't call things the proper names half the time anymore, do they? So trust me not to choose a simple shape either. But it just shows how we can use the same idea. And what, if you've noticed, this, first of all, I always tape my gift or the box of it to the wrapping paper because otherwise it slides all over the place and it's almost sometimes better to have less than more. There we go, fold. So just quickly wrap the box. Now this is what I was saying is I've taken here cheap sticky tape from the pound shop and put it into the low tack tape dispenser box when I've run out of tape dispenser. Do not throw these away. Use them for your sellotape. It is so easy for your wrapping with that, it really is. And it doesn't actually matter if you... Honestly, let's just grab it in a bit, it's easier. So much easier. There we go. So the box doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to match the colours in a little bit. So, I've got a couple of pieces that I've got cut here. There we go. So take some ribbon. Go round, leave enough on one piece and then cross it over. Take that one piece underneath, bring it back round like that, and then I tie those off. And I don't put a bow on at that point and trim those off. There we go. I've got a couple of spare pieces of that I'm going to add on as well. But I think it just works so well. Then I make a bow, because it's so much easier to make a bow on a bow maker than trying to make it on a present. So I've got this on position 3, because I can go around 3 times, pull it tight, round, round, tie it off, and again clip my ends. I use double-sided tape because I hate to see sellotape. I'm quite fuddy with wrapping. To be fair, Pauline, I am, and I do tend to, but it doesn't work a lot with this sort of, I found it as a nightmare sometimes with this really, I like the sort of brown papery, and it's a nightmare. So there's my bow. I've got my 2 pieces here. I'm going to take, again, for this, the easiest thing to do is to use a little bit of ribbon. And I often put bells or baubles on. In fact, let's do the bells. Because I've got some of the large Crafts 2 bells. And those I can work with a pipe cleaner or chenille one. So again, so these are the largest of the Crafts 2, the Craft Artist Christmas bells, which I wrap a lot of my presents with. So round my bow and twist my other colour pieces in, and then into the middle of my present, take it round. Oh, that's a good idea. And Mountjoy, I've seen quite a few techniques using material to wrap presents instead of paper. Nice idea. There we go. So can you see now? Cut my ends. I've got my 3 bells. I've got my beautiful bow. And then all I do I stick a pick in to give you that beautiful look. So that, oops, trying to zoom out, it's not working. There we go, got it. Look. Might be a little bit OTT, but it just looks beautiful under the tree. And we've got all of ours done that way, with a little pick in there, and I've got bells and things on them. Debbie, love this idea, don't even need to use Christmas paper. How lovely was to look with just brown parcel paper. Normally, that's what I've done. It's only this year when I found this, which is brown paper with just a little bit of a pattern on it, in Aldi, did I bother. Normally I just use brown paper, but it really does work beautifully. So that, guys, hopefully shows you your wreath, which is just absolutely mad, which will now go on our door. In fact, that's a point. I'd better put on a long strip of ribbon, because that's how we tend to attach it. So before you start trying to hang it on, put a piece on. All I'm doing, sorry guys, is just attaching a piece of ribbon. So I really hope you enjoyed that. I will be back on Sunday with a new sales show with some amazing stuff. There's some absolutely beautiful stuff I've got for you for next year. Some beautiful stuff, sales stuff on Sunday. So if you can, join me on Sunday at 6 o'clock. Well, I'll be here and live on the Art of Craft for a for the sale show, which is brilliant. And that's the last sale show of the year. So it's our last bargains. There's no more planned. I need to make the effort this year. Left it too late last year. You make such a wonderful effort at Christmas, Pauline. I've seen your decorate. I haven't seen it this year. I need to have a look. Oh, because I lost my Facebook, didn't I? So I don't actually have as much thingy. So what I'm going to do is I will put out later on, or tomorrow, I will put out the Christmas tree. And I'd love to see all your Christmas trees on that post. We'll put it out on the John Next Door official. So I will see you all at Sunday at 6. Remember, I'm back next Wednesday for Craft Cave. And it's our end of year roundup. So it's all your questions answered. So start thinking of your questions. We will put a post out next Wednesday morning asking for questions so that I can answer some. But all I'm going to do is answer questions. So if you don't have questions, we won't have long to go, to be fair. So thank you for joining me tonight, guys. I really hope that you can join me on Sunday night at 6 for the last deal show of the year. If not, I will be back on Boxing Day. So I'm back next Wednesday, remember. But after that, I'm back on Boxing Day with a brand new release, which is beautiful and very much spring, summer, perfect.